The moment you become aware of an unresolved issue, something powerful begins to happen. You are no longer just living inside the old pain, the old memory, or the old emotional reaction. You are observing it. And in quantum physics, the act of observation changes what is being observed. So let me ask you a very important question. What if the issue that keeps coming back into your life is not returning to punish you, but to be finally witnessed, understood, and transformed? Many people think unresolved issues are simply memories from the past. But an unresolved issue is more than a memory. It is a living pattern. It can show up in your nervous system, in your relationships, in your choices, in your self-talk, and in the way you imagine your future. You may have moved on physically, but emotionally, mentally, or energetically, a part of you may still be connected to an old wound, an old betrayal, an old regret, or an old version of yourself that never received the understanding it needed. Today, I want to show you how to deal with those unresolved issues in a way that is practical, compassionate, and deeply transformational. We are not going to suppress them. We are not going to keep rehearsing them until they become your identity. We are going to learn how to observe them, name them, feel them safely, reframe them, and take coherent action from a new level of consciousness. If you are watching this, chances are there is something in your life that still feels unfinished. Maybe it is a conversation that never happened. Maybe it is a loss you never fully grieved. Maybe it is guilt over something you did, resentment over something someone else did, or disappointment over a dream that did not unfold the way you hoped. And here is what I want you to understand. You are not weak because something still hurts. You are not broken because a memory still carries emotion. You are not spiritually failing because you still have human experiences that need healing. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And part of that human experience is learning how to integrate what has happened to you without allowing it to define who you are becoming. In my years as a holistic health and life coach, I have seen that people often do not stay stuck because they lack knowledge. Many people already understand that thoughts affect emotions, beliefs influence behavior, and the mind and body are connected. But knowledge alone does not create transformation. Application does. There is a difference between knowing that you should let something go and actually becoming the kind of person who no longer carries it in your body, your language, your expectations, and your choices. That is the gap we are addressing today, the gap between understanding healing and embodying healing. Let us look at this from several levels at once, because truth often reveals itself through multiple doorways. First, from the standpoint of the mind, unresolved issues often survive through rumination. Rumination is when the mind keeps circling the same pain, question, regret, or injustice. You are thinking about the issue, but you are not necessarily healing it. You are replaying it, analyzing it, arguing with it, and sometimes blaming yourself for it. The mind believes it is solving the problem, but often it is strengthening the emotional loop. This is why unresolved issues can feel exhausting. The body may be sitting in the present moment, but the mind is still negotiating with the past. Second, from the standpoint of neuroscience, the brain is not fixed. The brain changes with repeated attention, repeated emotion, and repeated behavior. When you repeatedly rehearse an old wound, the brain becomes more efficient at finding that wound. But when you repeatedly practice awareness, emotional regulation, and new meaning, you begin to build a new pathway. That means you are not condemned to be the person your past trained you to be. You can train the nervous system to recognize safety again. You can train the mind to interpret life through wisdom instead of fear. You can train the body to release old emotional chemistry and come into a new state of coherence. Third, from the standpoint of mindfulness and meditation, healing begins when you stop being fused with the emotion and become the witness of the emotion. There is a vast difference between saying, "I am anger," and saying, "Anger is moving through me." There is a vast difference between saying, "I am broken," and saying, "A part of me is asking for compassion." The witness is not passive. The witness is powerful. It creates a space between the stimulus and the response, between the memory and the identity, between the old pattern and the creative factor within you. Fourth, expressive writing can be a helpful bridge for some people. When you write honestly about your deepest thoughts and feelings, you give form to what has been floating inside without structure. But I want to say this carefully. Writing is not about forcing yourself to relive trauma. It is about creating a safe, compassionate space where the truth can be acknowledged. If something feels overwhelming, that is not a sign to push harder. That may be a sign to slow down, regulate the body, or seek support from a qualified professional. Healing is not violence against the self. Healing is love applied with wisdom. Ancient wisdom has taught for thousands of years that suffering is intensified by identification. The pain may be real, but when we turn the pain into me, it becomes a prison. So the question becomes, am I willing to stop being the prisoner of the old meaning and become the conscious creator of a new one? So here is where it all comes together. An unresolved issue remains unresolved because some part of your attention, emotion, identity, or energy is still organized around the old experience. The event may be over, but the pattern is still active, and that pattern continues to seek confirmation in your life. If the unresolved issue taught you, "I am not safe," you may keep scanning for danger even when safety is present. If it had taught you, "I am not worthy," you may keep accepting less than your true value. If it had taught you, "People always leave," you may protect yourself from love before love has a chance to reach you. This is not because you are failing. It is because the subconscious mind is designed to protect what it believes to be true. But what once protected you can eventually imprison you. The core revelation is this: you do not solve an unresolved issue by endlessly thinking about what happened. You solve it by changing your relationship to what happened and choosing who you are now becoming because of it. That is why I often say, we speak our lives into existence by the power of our words, thoughts, feelings, and actions. If your words keep repeating the old story, your thoughts keep rehearsing the old injury, your feelings keep recreating the old chemistry, and your actions keep confirming the old identity, then the past continues to live through you. But when your words declare a higher truth, your thoughts practice a new possibility, your feelings move into coherence, and your actions support the person you are becoming, the field of your life begins to reorganize. You are not here to deny what happened. You are here to decide that what happened does not get to define the totality of who you are. You are the creative factor. In the moment you consciously observe the old pattern, you begin to withdraw your unconscious agreement from it. Now let me give you a simple 5-step activation you can begin using today. Step 1. Observe it without becoming it. When the issue rises, pause and breathe. Say, something old is being activated in me. That one sentence creates separation. You are no longer the reaction, you are the observer of the reaction. Step 2. Name the pattern without shame. Ask, what is this really? Is it grief, fear, guilt, abandonment, betrayal, anger, or disappointment? The moment you name it, you begin to bring order to what felt chaotic. Step 3. Feel it safely in the body. Do not force yourself to go deeper than your nervous system can handle. Place a hand over your heart, breathe slowly. Let the body know, I am here now, I am safe in this moment. If the emotion becomes overwhelming, seek support. True healing honors safety. Step 4. Rewrite the meaning. Ask, what did I decide about myself because of this experience? Then ask, what higher truth am I willing to choose now? Maybe the old meaning was, I am not enough. The higher truth may be, I am learning to honor my worth. Step 5. Take one coherent action. Healing must become behavior. Make the phone call. Set the boundary. Write the letter you may or may not send. Forgive yourself. Begin the practice. Choose the habit that supports the new identity. One coherent action tells the mind, the body, and the field, I am no longer living from the old pattern. Remember, unresolved issues are not enemies. They are invitations. They are places within you where consciousness is asking to enter. They are old chapters waiting to be integrated so that a new chapter can be lived. If this message spoke to you, I invite you to share in the comments one pattern you are ready to observe and transform. Not to expose yourself, but to speak your healing into motion. And if this kind of work resonates with you, subscribe and continue this journey with me, because your highest health, your highest peace, and your highest potential are not somewhere outside of you. They begin in the moment you become conscious of the power within you. To your highest potential, I am Dr. Harold Davis, and I will see you in the next video.